Hello my fellow pod pilots of New Eden, my name is Eddie Rio and this is PvP RoamAntics episode 12. Bit of a frig special this one, or interceptors rather, and I filmed pretty much all of these just within the space of a couple of hours in an evening. I'm flying the Claw with a nice little armour tank and a newt there, and I'm just taking down this Ares, and I know he's also got a Ranis flying about, which also warps in a minute. So I took him down easily there, no damage taken to me at all, didn't even get to my armour, which was pretty cool. As you can see, I've got a neutralizer fitted to this, so it's really cap heavy with the repairer and the neutralizer. I'm going to try and swap that out for a vampire, I think, so that I can get a bit of cap from my enemy. As you can see there, the Tyrannis showed up just a little bit later, and he puts up a bit more of a fight. So I've got to try and keep my orbit going. I've got phased plasma, and I think that's the right sort of ammo type to use against this guys. Other than that, I'd probably use fusion to get through the armor, which is usually a little bit more in the Tyrannis. But as you can see, after running kind of newts and the Repper and the warp scrambler, my cap is just completely blitzed, so I'm not sure about this fit. He's also got a vamp on me, so he's stealing any cap that he can to help power his guns and stuff as well, which are dependent on his capacitor. So the plan is sometimes to try and newt the Ranis out so that he can't even fire his guns, but in this case I'm just trying to manage my own reps to keep myself alive. And a few of his mates turned up there, but I was ready to warp out as soon as I made the kill. Now a harpy starts to chase me around, and I've already made a few kills. I'm feeling a bit bold, and I think I might as well go for it. Now normally 1v1 I think a harpy would kill me pretty quickly, but it seems this guy isn't quite got the hang of what he's doing. I think he's might be rail fitted, probably see in the damage feed there, and every shot he's doing is pretty much missing. So I think as long as I keep orbiting him and he keeps aggroed, I can probably kill him. I'm using the wrong ammo here, and in a minute I will switch out to EMP, which seems to do a little bit more damage. As you can see, I'm kind of having a little bit of trouble breaking his tank here, so I've just started orbiting slowly. I think it's at this point I realised to switch out and then put EMP on. At this point as well, I'm starting to think that he could probably de-aggro. He's kind of flicked his point on and off me earlier as well, and I'm worried about trying to keep him aggroed. So in my head, see his point comes off there. I'm like, why did he take his point off? He's probably not capped out. And there he takes his newt off as well, so I'm thinking, shit, he's probably gonna de-aggress and jump back out. He puts his point and newt back on again. Maybe he's just got cap issues, but I decide to stop moving because he might be able to get a hit on me, and if he gets a hit on me and I take a bit of damage, it might, you know, try and keep him in the fight and stop him de-aggroing and jumping back out before I can get the kill. And whether that was what worked or not, he decides to keep going. I managed to get his shields down, and from this point on it's just a matter of getting his armor, which is wicked. So nice little kill here. I didn't think I'd be getting a harpy in my claw, and I was really happy with that. But yeah, that's something to always think about, is this kind of the de-aggroing when you're near the gate and that, and it's sometimes best if you think you're definitely going to win, try and pull them away from the gate sometimes. Perhaps I should have done that to begin with, moved him off the gate, but I just wanted to aggress him as soon as possible and maybe take the advantage in the early few shots that I get off on him. But good little fight there, right on the gate, and as you can see I kind of move away from the gate at that point in case anything else jumps in. Always scary in case stuff can jump in while you're halfway through a fight and put some more DPS on you. So I've aroused local a little bit more with my fit, and I've got a stiletto and a vexor after me, so this is great. All I need to do is burn about 100 kilometers away from the vexor and try and take on this stiletto. By burning away from the vexor, it means that he can't get his DPS on me, and if I stay within 150 kilometers of him, it means that he can't also warp to his mate as well. So usually you try and get around 100 kilometers away. Here I've only got to about 40, so I'm risking it a little bit, so I want to get this stiletto down as soon as possible. the great thing with stilettos is they're kind of a one-trick pony. They're really good at pointing stuff, but up against other small frigs and stuff, they are going to die pretty fast usually because they don't have much of a tank. As you can see, he's kind of dropping kind of fast. I think the Vexer is just about to start getting some DPS on me with his drones as well soon, so I really want to kind of get this guy dead quickly. As he pops, I make sure that I'm aligned away and I put my micro warp drive on to get myself some distance, but those drones are doing a lot of damage to me and there's a hawk coming out. I wouldn't mind taking on the hawk, but with these drones as well, I think that's a little bit too much, so I decide to warp out and save my ship, and then I go back and sort of play with them a little bit more later on. Got to always make those decisions about whether you stay or whether you go. Sorry about Derek, he's being really noisy today. He's just a happy bird. Now, here I come up against this hawk, sort of separated him out earlier, and he's decided to come and aggress me. He's away from that Vexer, which is great. I don't like attacking this hawk. I think that he's probably going to have web scram and be able to kite me quite well and play that kind of range game outside of my guns, but hell, I'm going to go for it anyway. I've killed quite a lot in this little ship and I'm pretty much prepared to die right now. So, as I suspected, he's keeping his range and there is not much I can do at this point. I'm thinking this is it. I've got to try and get out now. I'm not going to win this fight. There's nothing I can do. He's got the range. He's got scram on me. He's got a web on me. He is in complete control. He's got a really good little shield tank there and my armor is dropping quite fast. Lovely little ship, this hawk, and I think it's something that I'm definitely going to want to fly in the future. Also, this after I die, which unfortunately I do die, spoiler alert, I lost my ship, but I had a great run in it and I was more than prepared to lose it, and afterwards I had a little conversation with this guy and it turned out that this was his first ever solo kill that he made, so you know, we had a little chat about that and I feel privileged to be a part of his first solo kill, which is cool. I was really glad about that, really. So as it turned out, I had a harpy in Assa, which is just outside of Providence, which is the little sort of cluster of area I've been fighting in here. It had a low slot missing. I think it was from, you know, years ago, and I hadn't used it, so I just put a nano inside it, which I had lying around. Not the best fit in the world, but I thought I'd go out and try and lose this, and I start taking on this Daredevil, and the fight's kind of going well. He's playing the range control. He hasn't aggressed me yet, or he hasn't put a point on me, which I think is kind of weird, so perhaps not the best pilot here. I'd probably be down to half shields if he was paying attention and really applying his DPS well, but as it's going, he's kind of playing the range quite well, but I know that I got a bit more fighting in me. I see a Crusader who's jumped in the system and is coming straight for me, and I think the plan at the moment is to try and let that Crusader catch up to me and swap my DPS to him and get him killed, because this Daredevil isn't actually doing too much DPS, so I can kind of tank him for a while, but let's see what this Crusader can do. So I swap over to him, and it was obviously the right decision because this Crusader starts dropping really quickly and I'm still hanging on there with a bit of shield, so I get him down and then I swap back over to the Daredevil and I think, ooh, no, hang on a minute, I might just get him here. Start applying some really good DPS and he loses all his shields and I think, oh, I'm going to get him, and then he starts to get some reps off, so he's obviously got an ancillary shield booster or a little shield booster that's repping him back up, so I think maybe I'm not going to get him, but he's not pointing me at this point, so I could have walked out now, but you know, stupidly I want the kill and I keep going straight for him. I should have walked out then, to be honest, and saved my ship, maybe gone back and tried to fight him again, but as it happens, I was, you know, had the blood first and I stuck around to try and get the kill, but as it turns out, I lost my ship. Some really good fun frigate PvP there, and a lot cheaper than cruisers and battle cruisers, and it can be really good fun. It's kind of, you're not cared about dying so much, and if you play it well you can get a few kills before you end up dying, which is always the goal. Anyway, thanks loads for watching. Till next time, fly safe.